Good morning. Welcome to Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. Hope everybody is having a great Wednesday out there. So let's get to it. Want to share our word of the day. Word of the day is vernal, of or appropriate to spring. Justin paused her hike to admire the vernal forest view. Or we could say vernal equinox. So that is our word of the day. And let's move over to our heat map or our chill map, as we could say. That was yesterday. Let's see what it brings up today. It is a heat map. There are some big downs today. Tesla is amazingly up today. Some of the healthcare is down, and then ELF Beauty and ULTA. ULTA has a warning that there's slow sales. So both of those stocks kind of got torched, and we'll show that in a moment. Intel is down big time on foundry lack of sales, I guess. And so that's the story there. You don't want to worry about having things really be disrupted and losing money like we did in 2008. Here is an annuity that it goes up in value, goes up in value, goes up in value, does not lose money. Whereas the fixed indexes, not the fixed, but the index investing can go down and lose money. So there you have it. Let me share the screen. This is ELF Beauty. I had drawn some lines on there, but they kind of got disappeared. But let me put them back on there. This is what I was drawing earlier. It's getting pretty close to that line. If that goes down, there's like 3 areas. On ELF Beauty. We had covered call at 220. Earlier today, we rolled that covered call from 220 down to 185. Took in $2,000 in premium in the account. So we may use that later to put on a put. We're going to continue to analyze that. So that is ELF Beauty. And we also did for June, we did calls 170 to 175. So we're now having trouble with. So I'm going to close this and reopen it, see if that'll give us any better sample. Just be a moment when we get there. And we're going to take a look at where the dollar index is heading right now. There's ELF Beauty again. And I guess I have to share this once more time. Yeah, I'm not sure why market surge is having trouble. I'm gonna pause our session here. Seems to be working again. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Here we got the dollar index. It's pulling back to its 10-day moving average. Take a look at silver. Silver keeps moving up as the dollar keeps pulling back. It gapped up and it is at its high for the day. It is in the buy area right now. Take a look at gold. Gold is continuing up 0.76%. Look at silver. Silver is up, wow, a whopping 3.73%. We have our copper trade. We bought over here around 16, up 4% today. The copper pricing up 3.2%. Southern Copper is a raging bull as well. FCX moves into the sell area. It's up 2.5%. Vale is not doing so well. Rio pulled back and is bouncing back up. Looks like a pullback to fill maybe two of the gaps. And let's check in with BHP. Our Australian miner. Pullback as well. It is at its high for the day. So that is that. Take a look at our Ethereum trade. Ethereum is up slightly, trying to fill that gap. We'll see if we can get that moving again. Bitcoin, try to move higher and pull back. That are one to hedge your Bitcoin. It's up 0.13%. Look at our bond issues. Bond yields are kind of diving here. We'll see if it can fill this gap, pull back a little stronger down to 4.36%. And then the 20-year yield pulling back to its 200-day moving average. So we'll see if that was a one-day blip or these rates keep going up. It'll definitely put pressure on the market. So with the VIX or volatility index, tried to move higher and is pulling back. Small caps are getting higher. They did sell off in the morning and bouncing back. The NASDAQ up slightly, pretty flat for the day. Equal weighted NASDAQ, taking out the big cap tech, is down slightly. S&P 500 is down as well, pretty flat for the day. Down, up, we'll see how it closes. And the equal weighted RSP is down slightly, and the Dow Jones continues its down, which started 2 days ago, gap down yesterday, and it is continuing down as I guess people are taking their profits. So let us go over to take a look at energy. Energy ETF continues higher. Wow, this 85.16, 85.26 would have been really the buy area. And it broke out right over here, and it has just been continuing up. Oil pricing gapped up today, and they are on the low. Look at our UCO trade, triple hedged. It's gapping up, looks a little better, up 1.23%. Financials pulling back. Communications up slightly. Meta went above 500 today again. We do have that call at short at 520, or in 2 weeks. We'll see if we may close that earlier. If it gets close. Utilities. Oh, kind of holding tight. Real estate maybe is bouncing a little bit with the relief of up slightly, not doing too much. Look at the home builders. They're bouncing off the 20-day moving average. DR Horton bouncing. Lennar. Lennar is bouncing a little stronger, it's up nearly 2%. And this is the one we sold yesterday. Maybe we sold a little earlier, a little too early, but it had fallen below a 50-day moving average, so that's the reason we sold. It is bouncing, trying to get back to its 50-day. This is a recent IPO. It came public right around 21. Take a look at semiconductors. Pull back yesterday, and they're bouncing today up 0.24%. Nvidia holding steady. Broadcom bouncing. And Intel is definitely selling off pretty hard. Gapping down on the news about its foundry. Infrastructure is bouncing from a 2-day pullback. Leisure activity bouncing off the 20-day moving average. Airlines continue to pull back. Then mining metals. Got a strong move. This is definitely a breakout here. Could have bought earlier, right around here on this day or this day as it moved on up here. So that's a look at our trending ETFs. MicroStrategy was bouncing earlier. Got a little bit of a pullback as Bitcoin pulled back here, up 1.54%. Got a little bit of a gap. It looks like it may have filled. Netflix bought up on the gap up. Actually, we bought 2 days before earnings, and then it gapped up. It's held that gap and it's just continued up higher. I believe we have we have a covered call at 650. So we'll see if that holds. Google continues to do well, pull back to 131.55. And I guess this would have been an early buy right in this area. As it jumped up here, this is a cup pattern. The legitimate buy is at 155.30, and it has cleared that today, so it's hanging in there. Let's go to take a look at where the big money is flowing today. With oil prices moving up, Tidewater continues its move up. Here's the breakout right here on earnings, up 133%. Pulled back a little bit into the buy zone, and it just gapped up on this day and has really never looked back, just kind of following that 10-day moving average all the way up. Now it's to the profit taking area. Blue Owl Capital. Gapped up. Yeah, got a lot of buying over here. Gapped up kind of above the buy area. Moved into the buy area a little over a week ago. Trended up, pulled back to the 10-day moving average, and now has just jumped. GE Aerospace. Had a little bit of a pullback to the 20-day moving average and now has really jumped today, up 6.67%. Micron Technology continues its skyward action. Jumped up here, pulled back one day, and then has never looked back since then. Spotify got a big move out of this, a little bit of a consolidation, up 7.28%. That is some powerful buying over there. You can see a lot of blue bars kind of giving you a heads up. that some people were buying, kind of nibbling in this area. Finally, app, this is in our portfolio. We said we bought it, the $45 call options, and then jumped up on earnings. Pull back to its 10-day moving average a few times, and it is just jumping off of it today, up 4.56%. What is up 5%? On a 100% increase in volume, we have 19 items. I'm going to go through them all. Dave and Buster's is number one. Kind of gapping up, continues up. What we do have is Cava Mediterranean Grill. It had sold off earlier, pulled back below the 20-day moving average, and now is bounced higher, up 1.67%. It's trying to fill this gap over here. Got some pretty good buying volume. We'll continue to watch that. Dell Technologies, saw a story earlier. There are a lot of buying in options on this one. It's cleared this kind of consolidation here, gapped up on earnings. Earnings were up 22%, and it's up 8% today on huge volume. You know, we've got a lot of blue bars in here, had a few red bars, but it really didn't undercut too badly. Pulled back to its 20-day moving average, now is bouncing. We looked at GE Aerospace already. We got Graham Corporation, vacuum and heat transfer equipment. Look at all these blue bars. Continues up, gaps up here, and it just keeps riding up 8.73% today. Greenbrier, big volume, supplies transportation equipment and services, the railroad, up 5.86%. Big volume over here. Selling came on lower volume, and that's what you like to see. It bounce off the 50-day moving average and then pull back to the 10-day over here and catapulted it up higher today. Max Linear continued buying today. Had buying over here, went above the 50-day moving average, and now it's getting up to the 200, up 7.62%. Semtech, very similar to Max Linear. Pull back to the 200-day, the 10 and the 20, and then it just bounce and it just keeps catapulting higher. We looked at Spotify earlier. Scooter Perini. Gapped it up here on earnings. General contracting, construction management. Gapped up here, and the trend has just continued. Look at all these blue bars. Look at all this buying in here. So that is 5% up. Here's 10% up on volume. Some of the same characters. We didn't look at this one, but this is provider of training simulator for law enforcement. They went up to their buy area yesterday. Their earnings were up 92% and continued heavy buying today. Dave and Buster's. Transportation gas, ADR in Argentina. Look at all these blue bars of buying over here. Came down to 1181 and it has been just moving higher. And today we got some gigantic volume. Signet Jewelers. The cup with a handle pulled back. A little stronger than you would hope for right here. And then we got the buying coming in. Pulled back again to the declining 10-day moving average, and then just propels higher today, up 10%. Take a look at one issue that we said we were going to put on yesterday. 4. CEO Mr. Isaacson developed this when he was 16 years old. He bought it here yesterday. Had a lot of buying towards the end of the day. We've got these 2 blue bars strong 2 days in a row. We'll see if we have the 75 call on, so we'll see if it can get up above 70. But looks like we are slightly in the money today on that one. Let's see. It's up $527 today. So we'll keep our eyes on that one. In this area, toast. Still have toast pulling back slightly below its 20-day moving average, still in the blue area. So we'll see if it gets some support. But the good news is on this pullback, really low volume. It's trending lower. Continue to watch that. Square also in the same area. We have the 84, 89 option on Square. That pulled up here was in the money, pulled back. It's just kind of in this box area. And we'll see if it can bounce out of the box. That line is got a mind of its own. Now we got a little issues with the software again, but that's our show for today. This has been Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. It's up to you to do your own due diligence. I'll have to try to get this software working a little better tomorrow. And that's our show. Hope everybody has a great Wednesday. Go out there and keep working on your goals. Keep up your activities. And if we can help you with any of your financial activities, please let us know. We'll be here to support you. In the meantime, have a great day.